Also, I wanted to address this too, right? Somebody said that they're like, oh, there's nothing you can do about gang stalking. You know, there's nothing you can do. You're just a straight up victim. There's no way, there's nothing. You're just going to get annihilated, right? Are you guys serious, man? Like, you can't really be somebody like that, right? Like, it doesn't matter what is against you in this life. You cannot accept defeat right away. Like, oh, there's nothing I can do. Like, if you got cancer and you're like, oh, well, it's too late. I'm stage 4. There's nothing I can do. So you're not going to do anything. You're not going to go run. You're not going to exercise. You're not going to fucking you're not going to do some research on some natural elements that could potentially even cure cancer. Like, you're not going to do nothing. You're just going to accept defeat. Anybody like that will not make it regardless. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's gang stalking, whether it doesn't matter what it is. You cannot have those people will not and do not make it in life. I saw people like that around me my whole fucking life. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the streets. Everybody was defeated right away, and so was I. I was broken. I hated my life, but I believed truly inside of me that there was a fucking way out, and no one else did, so they didn't find the way out, and I did, and I'm not going through what they're going through anymore. I'm not even talking about gang stalking. I'm just talking about many things in life in general that I used to suffer from and that I used to go through, that everybody else around me was suffering, going through as well. But I believed that there was a way out. They didn't, and they never made it out, and I did. So that's the proof that if you keep that mentality, you will not win anything in life. It doesn't matter if it's a wife, kids, a house, monetary, financial, relationship, whatever it is, gang stalking, overcoming whatever thing that oppresses you. If that's your mentality, there's no way it doesn't matter what it is. It's so especially with gang stalking, you better fix your mentality. You have to. If you want to survive, if you want to overcome, if you believe that you can't, then you won't. And that's just the facts. And that it doesn't matter what it is. Don't matter what it is. So and here's the thing, right? About being able to generate income, because listen, I went, like I already said, the proof is out there. I don't care if you believe me or not, bro. Like, I was in a fucking tent, homeless, living outside, having to shower at fucking homeless shelters, eating fucking food that was making me sick. They were trying to kill me. The fucking same places that claim that they're trying to help you are fucking literally all Freemasons. They're all fucking, fucking royal bloodline family fucking pieces of shit that got that job through their fucking other family member. Like, they're all linked. Everybody knows everybody, and they're abusive to the homeless, and it's fucking sick. So I went through that shit for 10 years plus, you know what I'm saying? And everybody else got washed up. They all fucking died or end up on drugs or fucking got destroyed by the, poisoned or killed or fucking fentanyl or whatever the fuck. They got picked off and I didn't. I watched them one by one. And I was like, yeah, try to do that shit to me. So I was always ahead of the game. And listen, what I'm trying to say is about the income part. I went through all that homelessness for fucking 10 years and grew up in poverty my whole fucking life. And then I finally figured out some shit that the government can't control. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to, okay, you guys can't see the fucking light. You can't see it for some reason when it comes to this shit. Why it's so fucking critical to learn these skills that I'm teaching you guys, to learn ethical hacking, to learn how to use Kali Linux. I'm telling you, it is going to change your life. Everything is shifting into the digital realm. Everything is going online. Everything is turning into digital. Now listen, jobs that you require a SIN number for, or a birth certificate for, or some type of identification, that a job from the government that's in the system, yeah, they're going to stop you from being able to get in there, and you're going to be poverty struck your entire life, and then they're going to chew you up and spit you out and kill you at the shelter once you're that far to the bottom where I've been. So you have to get smart, bro. That's the only option. Even being physically strong is not going to help you. you know being mentally strong and educating yourself and being ahead of the times. It's just like Bitcoin. Like, look, what if you bought fucking 100 Bitcoin for $1 a pop? You spent $100 on Bitcoin in what, 2008 or 2012 or something. you would have been a fucking billionaire right now. Like, that's how easy this shit is if you just think ahead a little bit. So when it comes to the hacking thing, that's why you have to think ahead. Everything's going into that realm, and you're gonna have these skills when it becomes needed. Before everybody else, it's gonna take them 11 years to catch up to where you're at, and you're gonna be there at the perfect timing, and you're gonna be able to develop income and generate wealth and money and free yourself financially, and that's gonna free you from every other aspect. That's why the wealthy keep the wealth and they won't distribute it. That's why 1% owns 99% of the world's currency. Okay, this is why. Okay, this is why. This is why, bro. Because if you gain financial leverage as somebody that has been burdened and harmed and targeted by the system and knows the truth about it, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, like, look at, okay, well, then they're going to really try and kill you and assassinate you, but you're going to have a better chance. You're going to get assassinated anyways and swipe and snuffed out anyways. So you might as well get the wealth, because the wealth is going to make you last longer, or the ability to generate income outside of the system, not requiring a SIN number. You can develop, look, you develop these skills. Look at what I did. I created a course out of it. I'm giving value. People pay me for what they find useful, information that they find useful, or my skills in some way that I can attend to them or assist them in something that they're trying to achieve. Now I have an asset. You don't get it. I didn't have that. I was homeless for a long time. I had no skills. I had to develop them the whole fucking time. I went to the library with a laptop and learned this shit while I was homeless. I had nowhere else to go except for the fucking library and a cafe and use free Wi-Fi. Like, and then I did this, and now all of a sudden I was able to generate money here and there. I'm not saying I'm not rich. I don't have no money. I don't have any money, you know what I'm saying? But I am able to make $100 here, $200 here, 300, 500, 300, 200. Like, I'm able to make enough money where I can actually make it through the month and not starve to death like I used to, and have to go to a food bank or something. You know what I'm saying? And this is a targeted individual we're talking about, somebody that's been locked out of everything, like blackballed from it. You can't, there's nothing I can get out of the system. They won't give it to me. They won't allow it. I've already revealed myself to them, and they know who I am and what I'm trying to do. And I've already, anyways. So this is why, man. You guys don't think it's important. Listen, let me tell you something. When I was homeless when I was like 15, 16 years old, bro. Now, people's pride gets to them, and it limits them from being able to level up. Pride. I went on welfare when I was like 16 years old, and I got a place. When I got older, I figured out how to use the system, and I know this is dishonorable in a sense, right? People trying to use the system, whatever, take advantage of it. Now, people like me and you understand that the system is taking advantage of us and always has been, and has been exploiting and extorting humanity since the beginning of time. So why is it that we allow the system to exploit us, but it's not okay for us to take a little bit advantage of a system that has much resource for us, resource that it developed off of us, okay? Off of your tax dollars, off of people's tax dollars. Now, if somebody's just going to use welfare, use disability or something like that to be a piece of shit and sit there and eat fucking McDonald's every day and just sit there and play video games and not try to help anybody or achieve anything or do anything, then yeah, I get it. Then that's, fucked up, especially if they taking advantage of it. But what I'm saying is that welfare and stuff like that, I used welfare to travel the entire fucking country. And this was like 10 years ago, right? When I was younger and crazier and taking more risk. Way back then, I did that. I used welfare to travel the whole fucking country. And we're talking about $600-700 a month. So what the fuck is your problem? Like, I was living outside, $700 a month, eating healthy, living fucking healthy, getting lots of sun, avoiding the targeting. I was just dodging shit. Like, I was just in a way that if you stand still, you can get hit. If you move around, you'll dodge the bullets. That's just how it works. Now, of course, it's not efficient to do that your whole life and just be running around in fucking circles with your head chopped off trying to avoid some shit chasing you or whatever the fuck. But if you do that for a specific period of time, it'll wash that up, get rid of it, so that way for the next 5 years, you actually don't have to do anything until it catches back up to you again. So you have a time frame period now where you can actually get rid of that uh, thing that's burdening you, the targeting and shit, for a period of time until the cycle repeats itself and it gets re-triggered, re-provokes, or tries to reactivate against you or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Um, but by that point, you'll have too much leverage for it to even intercept you. So that's what I'm saying, and that's kind of what I did, and that's kind of how it happened. And then I just documented. I just realized what happened. I was like, wow. I'm like, so what the fuck did I do? What happened? And I realized it. So anyways, point being is you can develop. So there's such an advantage to learning ethical hacking. It's fucking ridiculous. Not to mention you can make money. People will pay you to just learn from you. Like people will pay you to do scan their fucking home network to see if there's any open ports or SSH open or anything open that could be causing their network to be vulnerable. They need somebody that has these skills to actually scan their network to find these things, and companies will literally pay ethical hackers or security penetration testers under a contract to do that. Okay, so if you just, you know how easy it is to scan an internet network using Kali Linux and look at the open ports and then make a report and say, yeah, this is here, this is vulnerable, you have this open port, this should be closed, this is how to close it. It's easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you can make a lot of money. Like there's a serious career ethically and legally in this field why you should do it, because and it doesn't require the system anymore. This is an independent thing. This is your own trade. You don't need the system. You don't need a SIN number. You don't need a ID. You don't need anything. You can develop wealth without even having, without even being a real person in the system. You can do it outside of the system with this skill, with this talent. You can develop wealth. You can develop an income. You can make money enough to feed yourself throughout the month, and you have an advantage through knowledge and perspective. Now it's very hard to target somebody that has these skills, you know, in any way digitally over online, because they could be reverse engineered and you could identify who it is, the harasser behind whatever fake account could potentially hack their phone. They're going to be scared of you. You're going to be a serious liability, and even if there were to be a government entity, they would probably say that they need to withdraw from that target, because there's too much of a high risk factor involved with that targeted individual being able to obtain real evidence from a real gangstalker's phone, that's, you know, that some agent or something that involved in that, if they were to make a mistake. If they were to make one simple mistake by clicking a link or downloading a file at any point in time, and it could come from an email that they already download things from, a website they already download things from. A hacker could hack into, they could do reconnaissance on this target, find out that they shop at this place or their rental management is this company, and send them a PDF directly from the real email, from the real website, from the real email. You can't tell the difference. There's no way to tell with an eviction notice or a receipt, or you could go so far with that. It's ridiculous. I could hack their mother's, email or Facebook, and then message them from that real trusted, account, from a trusted person that only this person is going to communicate and engage with. Like, you don't get it. The possibilities are endless, and they know that because they have the knowledge and the data, and they know about this shit, and it's too hard for them to even figure out how to do it. They're too busy trying to harass people and can spend the next 10 years learning how to learn, use Linux and learn Python and stuff. And like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy, bro, what's possible, and you guys can't see it as targeted individuals. And I don't know why I continue to try, but it just sucks, and I was there at one point, so I know about it. And I'm like, yeah, I wish these people would listen to me, man, but anyways, bro, I finessed the government to get a check to use that money to make more fucking money. Okay, leverage the system to get yourself out of it. You have to. That's how it works. Even the system does that. Wealthy people use the banks and the credit systems. They don't spend their own money. They build their credit up and they use a line of credit because credit and loans are not taxed. So instead of using your actual money that gets taxed by the government, how they evade taxes legally through a loophole that businesses use, like writing off business expenses. So what wealthy people do is they build their credit with the banks, use the credit from the banks, spend that money because it's not taxed. They escape tax and they can develop more wealth with money that's not even theirs. It's from the bank, and even the bank doesn't even have it. It's yours. And the money you think you have in the bank isn't even yours. They don't even have it. So this is the reality, okay? So you have to learn this, or you're not going to make it. That pisses people off. Some people just rather be a fucking victim and complain and cry and bitch and fucking say, my brain's getting microwaved and I can't do anything. And they're sitting in the same spot as they have been for fucking years, getting picked off, and they haven't done a fucking thing to change anything. They haven't done any shit. They haven't, oh, well, I can't because I only have. Yeah, so did I. I was homeless and I was on fucking welfare and I still did something, dummy. So fuck off. Like, I don't want to hear that pussy ass, bitch ass shit no more. And people get mad at me about this shit. And they're fucking pussies. That's the end. That's the end result. I'm talking to the real motherfuckers. There's lots of real motherfucking tough, targeted individuals that are fucking intelligent, smart, and they just need an opportunity, and they just need to see somebody else that has fucking done it and done something. They're looking for an opportunity. They're they're opportunists, and that's the people I'm trying to reach in this community. Not the fucking giver uppers, fucking pussies, that all they yeah, I got hit with every fucking thing you did, bitch, and I didn't fold, pussy. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, I don't care anymore. I'm not gonna feel bad for you no more. You know what I'm saying? But I also do have compassion, and I do feel bad. As much as I get mad, I do feel bad because I was there, and it's like fuck. I try to get mad and I can't because it's true. Like, it's just like, imagine being fucking smashed on and annihilated all the fuck 24/7. Of course you're not gonna be able to think eventually. Like, it's bad. And I've been picked on and I've been picked off and I've been targeted and I know what it's like, and it's just relentless. So you got to be relentless too. That's all I got to say. So there's so many benefits about what I'm teaching on this channel. You can make your own money outside of the system. Government can't fuck with you. Can't touch that. Okay? Or else not even gonna fucking have that debate. If you don't have enough common sense or logic or fucking education in any way, not from the system, but on your own to understand that, then you can't communicate with me. You know what I'm saying? We can't talk. You can't sit at the same table as me. Just keep going and fucking, letting them fucking victimize you. You know what I'm saying? Showing them that it's working. Showing them all their fucking tactics are working because you're crying out. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I had no time for that. I had to go every day from the homeless shelter to go learn a fucking skill that I believed that would leverage me to be able to make money. And then once I could get that money, I could get out of the circumstances I'm in, and I could go so on and so forth. And that's pretty much what happened. On a smaller scale. And it's like, I haven't hit the pinnacle yet, but I will. Watch. In the next fucking 5 to 10 years, I'm going to be wealthy. You're gonna see it, man. I'm gonna be wealthy. I went from fucking poverty, struck homeless for 10 fucking years, picked the fuck off by the system, totally fucking just a criminal that can't even get a fucking job. I used to sell crack. I used to fucking kick doors in and rob drug dealers at gunpoint. I was in a fucking gang. Like, are you guys nuts? You know who the fuck I am, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I could do? But I'm smarter. I knew that street shit and that street life wouldn't last. Everybody died. My dad, my friend, and my first love, and everybody died except for me. And I said, okay, I have to just fucking outsmart this game. I'm not willing to die. I'm not willing to fucking give up, and I'm not willing to get picked the fuck off anymore. And I'm gonna keep going. And there's gonna be more hard times. I'm gonna get picked off again, probably, and that's okay. But I'm learning shit and I'm doing shit with myself that's gonna put me in a position when I do get picked off and they strip everything from me. I can just develop it back easier than I could before. Before I couldn't. I would just stay down for 10 years. I'm fucked, right? Can't get up, don't have enough energy. They got me. All right, cool. Fuck it. But I'm trying to get ahead of the game, and now I feel like, bro, listen, If I ever go, if I get stripped down to my core again from the fucking program, if they take anything from me or do anything to me ever again, I have a set of skills that if I wanted to, I could use to my fucking advantage, and I wouldn't starve, bro. I wouldn't be hungry. I wouldn't be having to go to the homeless shelter. Okay, let's just put it that way. I'm not condoning any illegal activity, and that's not what I'm promoting here. And I'm not telling people to use these skills and these things illegally, um, without permission or authorization in any way against anyone or any entity. I'm just saying, metaphorically speaking, coming from the perspective of a targeted individual, knowing what they're suffering with, if they truly didn't want to be oppressed, they could do this, and it would, over a period of time, release them from a lot of the oppression they're going through. Some of it is going to remain, some things are going to still be there, but at least you still are upping your game and you're removing 50%, 60% of it, and you're doing your fucking job. Your job is to do anything you can to survive and do better, grow, and develop yourself. That's all I'm saying. So, if you don't see the potential in what I'm teaching people on here, then you're a fucking idiot. You're a fool. Or you're a gang stalker and you're a part of the program and you want to try to create this fucking, all the comments acting like this shit ain't shit that I'm teaching, so that way people think, oh yeah, this shit ain't shit, and then they don't want to do it. And then no TIs gain that power or leverage. They don't want you to know this shit. They're mad that it's hard, bro. This shit is not easy. But if you're somebody like me that's getting picked off and annihilated by the system and targeted, and you can see that the system is evil and the fucking government is corrupt and it's trying to kill us, and if we don't do something about it, then we're fucked, bro. They're going to try to discredit this shit that I'm teaching. They're going to try and stop. They're going to try and influence the way you think by comments. You read the comments and then you all of a sudden change your perspective or the way you feel and think about me or what I'm trying to teach. This is fucking reverse psychology. It's a fucking CIA, FBI fucking tactic that you guys know so well. But the way that you think of it isn't the way that it's actually being used. You're actually being used by the program when you respond to it and react to it and complain about it and cry out about it, in a sense, to a certain degree. They can use you to attack other targeted individuals and discredit or not even accept the knowledge that some of them may have obtained throughout their journey. They're going to try and stop you. They're going to make you feel like this can't be possible, or there's no way out, or this information is not going to do shit for me, or what advantage really is it going to give me. Like, if you can't see the potential and advantages in what I'm teaching on this channel and what I still have in store for you guys, I've already given up before making videos trying to teach targeted individuals about things because of their arrogance and their naive characteristics and stuff like that. And they push back on everything because they can't trust anything, because they're always getting tricked and manipulated or whatever, so they just can't trust anything. So you end up turning against yourself and everybody else, and that's exactly what the program wants, because then it can use you to target other targeted individuals, and it can use you to turn yourself against yourself. You won't even think that you can do anything outside of what the fuck is happening to you. And that's what they want. That is a successful fucking initiation of the program against a targeted individual. And you're allowing it. You're identifying with it as if it's fucking something to be empowered by. You're ranting about all this shit over and over. You won't stop for 10, 20 fucking years complaining about the shit that happened to you. And instead, you could be using that energy to fucking learn this shit and do something about it. But you're like, no, I don't fucking believe fucking this guy. You know what I mean? Whatever. That's fine. I'm going to be okay. You're probably not. Because you're fucking 11 years behind me. And I fucking survived, and you're not thriving. Okay, you're getting picked the fuck off, and I was there. So get jealous and get mad and fucking say that I'm an infiltrator, whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't care. you know. Anyways, I'm just going off of comments. I'm responding to comments and what people are saying for everybody to listen to and make their fucking mind up. But anyways, bottom line is the reason why I have also a Patreon, right? This is how I'm able to generate, income from teaching this stuff. It's worth it to anybody that wants to learn it. And they're going to be able to also monetize it and make money off of it and not have to be a scammer or a piece of shit. Like, this is a good trade to have. This is a good skill that's useful for companies and people and individuals, and it gives you knowledge that actually empowers you in so many different ways. So it is worthy information to pay for. And the thing is, it gives me the ability to filter out the infiltrators, because do you think I want evil people learning this shit, these skills? No. There's probably more gang stalkers on this channel watching this shit, and they know that, trying to learn what I'm doing, than there is of targeted individuals. And you know what? The gang stalkers are actually, in a way, mentally understanding of the opportunity here and the benefits and what leverage this could give TIs and themselves. So they're like, holy shit, let's just like pay attention here and try to learn this shit. Or if it's too technical for them and it's too difficult because they're fucking little whiny bitch pieces of shit, fucking psycho sociopath fucking goofs, right? They don't have what we have as targeted individuals, so they're not going to do what we're going to do. They won't even take the 10, 11 years. They won't put the work in to get to where I got. They can't. They're too simple. They're fucking too basic. They only see what's on the surface. They don't have complexity the way we do as targeted individuals. They don't have the layers we have. So this is more powerful in our hands than it is theirs. They're not going to be able to utilize this information as much as they want to. It's too much for them. And don't let it be too much for you. I knew that, and that's why I went further and past that point. Okay? So the Patreon filters out the gang stalkers, and it only inherits the targeted individuals that are motivated enough to see the potential in what I'm doing. They are going to pay for my course and join it and benefit from it. And I know TIs don't have no money, but guess what? Even when I was homeless on a fucking welfare check, living out of a tent, and I finessed the system, if you can't at least do that, I used to sell crack, I used to sell drugs, so that way I wouldn't get victimized by poverty in the system, because it was already rigged for me to fail as soon as I was born, as soon as I grew up in the city, in the poverty I grew up in, and with the parents, I was all against me. So I had to do what I had to do. I used to sell drugs. Then I got smarter, right? Now I don't have to do things illegally anymore. I actually have a skill, a trade that is worth money legally and has value. So anyways, I have TIs in my Patreon paying for the course. Okay? And that way I know that a gang stalker is not going to pay to get into my course, because now they have just given the power over from their position to a targeted individual. They can't do that. They're not even allowed to do that. Okay? So they can't invest money into me, because that would be a complete contradiction of the entire program. The program is to take away from anything and everything. Take away from the targeted individual. You can't give them any power. You can't give them leverage. They're not allowed to do that. It's like fucking sacred in their shit, right? So, bro. And then also, I had to think about it, right? And I was just like, yeah, like that makes sense. You know what I mean? Bottom line is, serious people are going to join and pay for the Patreon. It's empowering another TI. So why, as a TI, would you not want to empower another TI? And if you can't even, we're talking about coffee money for the month. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. You know what I mean? If you're on welfare, it would be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have always been able to do stuff with money that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just smart enough. I could cop a check, a welly check, and use 100 of that to leverage myself to learn something, and then make 500 more dollars. I was just smart enough to know how to use money to make money. If you don't know how to do that, then you're gonna die, bro, because you can't make no money off the system. They're not gonna let you. You're not a part of it. You can't be a fake motherfucker doing an 8-hour thing. It's not gonna work. You're gonna want to kill yourself, and you're gonna get picked off, and rent's getting too high, and the system is going down, the ship's going down. You have to learn a skill to get the fuck off of it, or you're going down with the ship, period. Why not this? You can't see it? I don't know, bro. That's all I gotta say to that.